Hello friends, I welcome all of you. Today we will be discussing Preamble of Indian Constitution. First of all, we have to understand the word preamble. Preamble, you can say pre plus amble. Pre means before, amble means in Greek literature, Greek language, to walk. So before walking to the Constitution of India, before going through the Constitution of India, any constitution around the world, you have to go through first of all the preamble. Preamble is called philosophy of the Constitution. Many scholars, advocates, lawyers and intellectuals, they have their own definitions. However, whatever my knowledge is concerned, preamble is the philosophy of the Constitution. Preamble is the identity card of Constitution. Preamble is, you can say, key to successful working of Constitution of any nation. So in this lesson, we will be focusing only preamble, right? So if you talk about Indian Constitution, it starts with the preamble. And if you look at the preamble text, it starts like with the people of India having solemnly resolved, all these type of words you will find. And there is justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, social justice, political justice, economic justice, everything, all key words you will find in the preamble. We will discuss each one of them. We will discuss what is liberty, we will discuss fraternity, everything, and how we brought those concepts and implemented in our constitution, right? So we will be discussing that also. And after that we will discuss the Supreme Court famous cases. Supreme Court famous cases, like you can say whether preamble is part of the constitution or not part of the constitution. We will be discussing it step by step. So keep patience. First of all, understand the key words of preamble. If you look at the preamble text, you will find justice. All people, all citizens are equal in the eyes of law. Nobody is greater than law. Preamble talks about that. Everybody should get equal opportunity. Preamble talks about that. Everybody should get their due in terms of employment, every aspect of a society. Preamble talks about that. And preamble also talks the liberty, equality and fraternity. These words like liberty, equality and fraternity, we have borrowed from French Revolution. French Revolution, 1789, we have borrowed those beautiful concepts, liberty, equality and fraternity. That means all are free. Free does not mean you should hurt anybody. Free means here refers to you are enjoying your life without any intervention. Equality means you are equal in the eyes of law. You may be President of India or you may common man, layman, common citizen. All are equal in the eyes of law. Preamble talks about that. And fraternity means brotherhood. We should live in a, you can say, brotherhood manner. This is the thing you have to remember. So we have borrowed liberty, equality and fraternity from French Revolution. This is the point you should remember. In exam they may ask you, liberty, equality and fraternity have been borrowed from which of the following constitution? So French Constitution, French Revolution, right? Now we'll talk about one important aspect of preamble, that for the first time in 1976, under 42nd constitutional amendment. Amendment means correction, rectification, changes, all those things. So in 1976, during the time of Indira Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who was Prime Minister at that time, under 42nd amendment, preamble, got new words. Three new words like socialist, secular and integrity. I repeat, socialist, secular and integrity. Three new words were added to the preamble of Constitution, to the preamble of Indian Constitution. Originally, preamble had no such words like socialist, secular and integrity. In 1976 only, under 42nd amendment, it was these words were added, right? Please remember this. So question may come, in which of the following amendment, socialist, secular and integrity, three new words were added to the preamble of Indian Constitution. That's your 42nd amendment, right? 1976. Now we'll talk about different cases related to preamble of India. Preamble of Indian Constitution. Why dispute, why there were number of dispute with respect to preamble? Actually, listen carefully. There was a debate that whether preamble is part of the constitution or not part of the constitution. Being Supreme Court the highest court, apex court, in 1976, in 1960 actually, in 1960 Supreme Court gave judgment in Berubari case, 1960 Berubari case, Supreme Court opined that preamble is not part of the constitution. Please remember, in 1960 Berubari case, Supreme Court opined preamble is not part of the constitution. But after 13 years, in 1973, Supreme Court in Keswananda Bharati case opined that preamble is part of the constitution. And Supreme Court said that preamble is extremely useful. It is you can say it is very significant to the Constitution of India, because preamble bears the testimony of constitutional framers. So you have to remember, in 1960 Berubari case, Supreme Court gave judgment preamble not part of the constitution. In 1973 Keswananda Bharati case, Supreme Court said preamble is part of the constitution. Again, after a few years, in 1995 LIC India case 1995, Supreme Court opined that preamble is not only part of the constitution, it's an integral part of the constitution. Please remember the key word, integral part of the constitution. That means without preamble, constitution is meaningless. Yes, of course, because you see, when constitution was drafted by the constitutional framers, writers, lawyers, intellectuals, advocates, freedom fighters, at that time in the Constituent Assembly, it was decided, it was thought, it was the philosophy of a constitutional framers that India, our nation, Bharat, our nation, should be developed one. All men, women should get their due. All should have equal opportunity in matters of employment, every aspect of society. So that's why Supreme Court, keeping all those things in mind, reverse changed the previous judgments and said that preamble is integral part of the constitution. So for your kind information, now we have discussed three important cases. First is Berubari case 1960, preamble not part of the constitution. In 1973 Keswananda Bharati case, preamble part of the constitution. Again in 1995, you can say LIC India case, preamble integral part of the constitution. That means preamble and constitution cannot be separated. This is the thing you have to remember, right? All those things I have discussed. So I hope you got these points, and remember important points. I recapitulate, you can say summarize those things in 2 to 3 minutes. First thing is that every constitution, almost every constitution around the world starts with preamble. Preamble is identity card, preface, introduction to the Constitution of India or any constitution around the world. And you can say written or unwritten constitution all starts with preamble, right? And being the largest and longest written constitution of India, Indian constitution starts with also preamble. In Berubari case, not a part of the constitution, Keswananda part of the constitution, and you can say in LIC India case, integral part of the constitution. And finally, in 42nd Amendment 1976, preamble underwent few changes. 3 new words were added: socialist, secular and integrity. Please remember SSI, socialist, secular and integrity. I hope you got these points. Wish you happy learning. Keep sharing, keep commenting and share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you.